like if you told me
Hmm.
that 2 years ago, people used to tell me like, yeah, I'm all word of mouth. I'd be like, how?
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
it really just takes time, man. I mean, I
Hmm.
started in 2018, 2019, and that this last month in April was all word of mouth, and it took 6, 7 years to do that.
Right, right.
It just takes so much time. You got to get a good reputation in the community for that.
This episode is brought to you by 10x Nerds. If you're a business owner doing real revenue, there's a good chance you're overpaying in areas you haven't even looked at. Things like credit card processing, insurance, telecom, and more. 10x Nerds comes in, audits your expenses across 30 plus categories, and finds immediate savings. And here's the kicker: they only get paid if they save you money. It's a complete no brainer. If you want to keep more of what you make, go check them out at 10xnerds.com. This episode is brought to you by Rakowski Law Firm. If you're a business owner or have built a level of wealth, but you don't have your estate plan dialed in, you're exposed. Rakowski Law Firm helps families and business owners protect their assets, avoid probate, and make sure everything transfers exactly how it should. This isn't just paperwork, it's a real strategy to protect your legacy. If you haven't looked at your plan in a while or don't have one, go to rakowskilawfirm.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Builder's Bible Podcast. I'm joined by Tommy Weber, and y'all are in for a special episode today. So Tommy is the owner of Christmas City Landscaping there in Pennsylvania. Tommy, thank you so much for joining the show.
Yeah, thanks, Chase. Thanks for having me. Excited.
Absolutely, man. Well, Tommy, give us a little bit of your backstory, and then how did sort of the creation process of Christmas City Landscaping come about?
So we've been in business for about 8 years now. We started in 2019. Obviously, we do landscaping and tree service. Started mowing lawns actually my senior year of high school, 2017. I
Okay.
did that through 2018. On the side type thing. Bought a little pony tractor, Craftsman. I felt like I was on top of the world back then when that happened. And then in 2019, I made the LLC. Took on a partner in 2019. Had that partner for about 3 or 4 years, I believe, and then we split up. And then ever since then, things have been, praise Jesus, just amazing, awesome. We have three full-time guys, one part-time guy right now. We
Okay.
really exploded in the tree service aspect of things a couple years ago.
Okay.
Brought on a couple guys for that. And then, so we specialize in three main services. It's tree trimming, tree removal, and I call them like luxury softscape installs. No hardscaping, we stay away from that.
Okay.
Um,
Is
I
that
just
like a
never really got it.
xeriscape, like rocks and things like that? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, so basically shrubs, trees, decorative ornamental trees, decorative stone, mulching, creating of new beds, freeform. We're big into creating freeform beds for a lot of people. There's a lot of higher end homes out here, about 10 miles south of us, that a lot of people take a lot of pride in their softscaping.
Ah, I
So
see.
it,
Okay.
we kind of found our like niche type thing. So high-end softscape installs, we put in a lot of trees, shrubs, make the area look really nice. And then if we'll take on patios, retaining walls, stuff like that, but we'll sub that out.
This episode is brought to you by Blue Collar Business Advisors. If you're running an HVAC, plumbing, electrical, or landscaping, or any other type of home service business and wondering where all the money is going despite growing your revenue, you need to talk to Paul Maskill. Paul has scaled and sold multiple blue collar businesses and now helps business owners improve cash flow, profitability, and financial clarity through outsourced CFO services. His clients gain a better understanding of their numbers, build predictable profits, and create a business that supports the life they actually want. One of the things I appreciate most about Paul is he's not just a finance guy. He's been in the trenches as an owner. He understands the challenges of running blue collar businesses because he's done it himself. If you're doing a few $1,000,000 a year in revenue and want to stop guessing at your numbers and start building real wealth, head over to bluecollaradvisors.com. That's the bluecollaradvisors.com and schedule a discovery call with Paul and his team. Blue Collar Business Advisors, helping blue collar business owners build financially healthy companies and achieve permanent profitability.
Okay, gotcha. And where did so correct me if I'm wrong, so y'all do Christmas lights. I assume that's
We
part
do,
of the
yep.
name. Is that sort of where the name came about, or what was sort of the creation behind that?
No, not from the Christmas lights. So I grew up in Bethlehem. So Bethlehem is known for the Christmas city. Obviously, it was the
You grew up in
birthplace.
Bethlehem, like in Israel?
No, no. Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
Oh,
It's
okay. That's the
yeah,
city
yeah.
y'all are in. Okay, I was like, this is crazy. Wow. Okay,
That'd be something
I
else, but
see. Great.
yeah.
So Bethlehem,
So
Pennsylvania. I feel like an idiot.
yeah, a little bit of history. We were voted the number one Christmas town, I believe, a couple years ago or this
Were
past
you
year in
really?
America. I
Wow.
believe so. I think it was one or two.
Okay.
So Bethlehem was founded in, I believe, 1741. You can fact check me on that. I think it was
Okay.
1741 on Christmas Eve by a bunch of Moravians. They came out here. They were facing a lot of religious prosecution. So they came here. They set up pretty much camp here. It was founded on Christmas Eve, 1741, I believe. And
Wow.
so it just got dubbed the Christmas City. So ever since then, it's been known as Christmas City. There's like a massive Bethlehem star at the top of the mountain up here. You can see it at night. They
Cool.
do a great job with that. So that's kind of the name from the name where it comes from the name Christmas City Landscaping and Tree Service.
This episode is brought to you by my friend Silas Lagoy over at ForgeMark Wealth. If you're a high income business owner or professional and feel like you're getting crushed by taxes, you're not alone. And more importantly, you're not stuck. ForgeMark Wealth specializes in advanced legal tax strategies and wealth planning designed to help you keep more of what you make, grow it efficiently, and actually build long term freedom, not just income. If you're making serious money but don't have a real strategy behind it yet, I highly recommend connecting with Silas and his team. What's up, everybody? This episode is sponsored by Exitwise. If you're a business owner thinking about selling your company, whether that's now or years down the road, you need to know what your business is actually worth and how to maximize that exit. That's exactly what Exitwise does. They help you prepare, position, and ultimately sell your business by assembling a world-class team of M&A experts around you, guiding you from valuation all the way through closing. If you want to know what your business is really worth and how to increase that number before you sell, go check out exitwise.com and get ahead of it.
Okay, super cool. Tommy, talk to me about sort of what has growth looked like for y'all. I imagine when you first started, were y'all just trying to find your first few clients, and then what's kind of the process looked like to where y'all are at now?
Pretty much, man. I was. I guess I'll give you the short long story, or
Yeah.
the long short story, whatever. So I was a cashier at a supermarket here, Wegmans.
Okay.
Great prepared foods, by the way.
Okay.
So I was a cashier there, and I hated it. I hated it so much, but my parents told me when I turned 15, you have to get a job.
Oh wow,
So
you're only
it was
15, huh? Dang.
they put me to work. So,
Okay.
but so when I was 15, I was bagging, doing cashier stuff, and I hated it. So I was like, and I always was obsessed with, I shouldn't say obsessed, but I always wanted to make more money. I feel like at the time I was getting paid 7.25 an hour. I thought that was complete BS.
Yeah. Well,
I would
back then
always
that
be,
probably still bought you something
oh
good,
yeah, yeah.
but today that's nothing.
My paychecks on Thursday morning when I was in high school were like $50. I was like, yeah, let's go. Like
Yeah.
after tax. So I didn't like it really. I always wanted to be outside. So I was just making small talk with this guy that came through my line one day, and then he's like, "Oh, you like doing this?" And I was like, "No, I hate it." And like we were always trained like be very nice to the customers. I was just so fed up with this job. So I was like, "No, I hate it. I want to be outside." Blah blah blah. He goes, "Go pick up a lawnmower or something." I was like, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, go make a few bucks like cutting grass or something. Be outside. You said you like to be outside." So ever since then, it just clicked in my head. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna take this $40 I just made in my paycheck. I bought like a banner, like a
Okay.
easel type thing, and I just stuck it up on the corner of my parents' house, lawn mowing, $20. And then I put out I upgraded. I felt like I was on top of the world when I upgraded to flyers, like these crappy flyers out the printer. I just stuffed them in people's mailboxes, got a couple calls from that. I remember I had my first ever customer. We still do his softscaping. 2017, just graduated high school, and he called me, and he was like, "Yeah, I'll give you $40 to cut my lawn." And I was like, $40? Like, it's gonna take me 20 minutes. Like, oh, this is awesome. So he would like tip me $5, $10. Felt like I was on top of the world. So that was 2017. And then I kept just passing out flyers. And then 2018 rolled around. I had about like six, customers. What's $40 times six cuts? $250 a week. I was like, oh man, this is awesome. So still living at home. So I went out and bought like a Craftsman riding mower. I shoved my dad's push mower in the back of my sister's Toyota Avalon. That's how I started. That's how I'd get it around.
Yeah,
so,
I remember those days. That's hilarious.
Yeah, so I upgraded to a little trailer, put a hitch on that car.
No
so I was
way.
towing around. Yeah, dude. I have a picture. I could probably find it.
That's so
you paste
funny.
it in here if you want.
Yeah,
so it just kind of
should.
took off from there. 2019, I took on a partner. He guided me through basically. He saw a kid that had no idea what he was doing, and took me under his wing a little bit, and showed me how you're supposed to run a business. So I had that partner for a few years. Then we split up, and then ever since then, I've just been investing everything back into the business, and we have brand new equipment and new mason dump trucks, landscape body trucks, everything. It's just really took off from there. We got a great group of guys. Really blessed for that. They take a lot of pride in what they're doing, and yeah, that's pretty much the story up until today.
Dude, that's awesome. So where are y'all at from a staffing standpoint? How many guys are on your team? And then what is revenue looking like up to date today?
So we got 3 full-time guys, 1 foreman, and then 1 part-time guy.
Okay.
So Monday through Friday. Last year we did last year we did roughly 600,000. This year we're shooting for $1 million. That would be awesome.
Let's go.
But we're focused on more high. We can get into that too. I'm sure you asked me about that. But right now we're really focused on branding, and not every customer is your customer, your target customer. We're going after a lot of higher ticket jobs right now. So that's how we plan to get to $1 million. And I'm also trying to net more, because obviously right now we have a lot of overhead, and that's one of your questions was one of the challenges you're facing. So we have a lot of overhead right now. So we're grinding through that for a few more years, and hopefully after that we can give back a little bit and start doing cool stuff.
Totally. Well, dude, I mean, that's such a cool story to hear. I mean, you started something like during your high school days, and now you've rolled it over into a fully functioning business. Like, that's awesome.
I didn't want to do it. I didn't know it would blow up like that. Like, if you told me 10 years ago that I'd be doing this, I'd be like, what? Sorry, what?
Yeah.
You're not doing crazy stuff, but probably for the better.
Yeah. Well, it's so cool because, I don't know, I just think more and more, I don't know about you, but I'm of the opinion that blue-collar jobs are coming back hard, and I think that those are going to be some of the best jobs you can have now, but even moving forward. And I just think for so long we were always told, you got to go to college, and you got to get a degree, and it's just so cool to hear a story like yours where you kind of did a different route, and man, you're crushing it.
Thanks, man. I started college. I hated it. I dropped out.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I get it, dude. Well, Tommy, let's talk a little bit about the business. What are a few things right now y'all are struggling with? What's kind of keeping you up at night? And then maybe share a few things that you feel like are going well.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest challenge right now is I would say scaling without losing control, I would say. I took a lot of money and I invested it in big equipment, chippers, bucket trucks, everything.
Yep.
So I would say scaling without, blowing up everything.
Yep.
Stuff like that. A lot of overhead we're struggling with right now, but we reassessed in the. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. You're good.
Oh, you paused out there. Okay, there you are. I reassessed. I really sat down in the winter. I reassessed. What can we do? Because the past winter, 2024 into 2025, that winter, I was probably at, and nobody really knows this, so I'll just come out and say it. I was probably at rock bottom financially. The business account had little to no money in there. So it was a grind. So I needed to sit down, look myself in the mirror and say, what am I doing? Because it all comes back to you. Anything, anything that happens in your business, it all comes back to the owner and how you're handling things. So I really sat down, looked myself in the mirror. I said, how can this never, ever happen again? So I reassessed, we were doing, I was looking at my numbers and, I purchased a lot of equipment in 2024. I said, I'm still bidding jobs for the overhead I had 3 years ago. And just, little things like, not little, big things like that I was just looking over. Like I was charging $100 per yard when to fit the company overhead, I have to be charging $250 a yard to go and deliver mulch and install it. So, I mean, we really dialed that in. I sat, and I had a lot of help from my dad, from one of my very close friends, Mike, a lot of advisors. My dad always told me as a kid, like, if you know you're not good in certain areas, you have to surround yourself with people that are good at what you're not good at, and you just make a team and you go at it. So, I mean, I had a lot of help. I had a lot of advising. I'm part of, do you know Blue Collar Business Accelerator?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in that group, and like Logan
Is that a
was,
Facebook group or is that, or maybe I'm thinking of a different group?
It's a school community. I mean, Logan's on Facebook, X, like literally everything. He hosts events and all that. I mean, Logan from Blue Collar Business Accelerator was a godsend. I mean, he really dialed me in, and we went under his wing. So, shout out to him. That was awesome. That probably saved me in a lot of ways. From I don't want to say going under, but it was rough there that winter for a long time. And if it didn't snow that winter, who knows what could have happened. So because we're banking on a lot of snow removal. So, but back to what I was saying. So shout out Logan. He's great. He's awesome. So back to what I was saying. That's one of the biggest challenges we're facing right now is just scaling without trying to blow up. So I really dialed in that winter. Went after, not every customer is your customer. Why am I still cutting lawns for $35 when the mowers are 15 grand each?
Right.
Just stupid decisions I made when I was 22, 23 years old that just didn't make sense financially. Right. So I really dialed in a lot of stuff that winter, so that never ever happens again. And this winter was great, comfortable. Last year we redid all our overhead, all our numbers. We get to charge premium now because we actually have a brand and people know who we are. We do stuff in the community now, so it really helps when you have leverage. Is what I'm trying to say. When it comes to brand and all that.
Do you mind, forgive my ignorance, but do you mind, when you're talking about overhead, what exactly does overhead look like in your business? What are you referring to when you say that?
Fixed costs, like, equipment,
I see.
Equipment, insurance, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Equipment, insurance. Insurance is a killer, man. Tree removal insurance.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
most clients probably. Well, I don't even know if it's required or not, but most clients probably want you to have it, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we put it in with we use Jobber and like we put it in every attachment form, like
Okay.
workman's comp,
Yeah.
general liability, everything, like proof of everything. Because there's a lot of guys around here. I won't get into specifics, but there's a lot of fly by night tree companies here
Mm-hmm.
that aren't protecting their workers,
Mm-hmm.
don't have insurance,
Yeah.
and people get on me for saying, you really shouldn't call that stuff out. You shouldn't name drop people, but it's like, dude, I would want to know if I'm getting a tree cut down at my property and those guys don't have workman's comp. What if they
Yeah.
get hurt? I don't want to support a business like that. And I take a lot of pride in paying my guys very livable wages in a
Mm-hmm.
crazy economy like this, when
Mm-hmm.
people can't even afford rent and stuff. So, I mean, I always say when you buy from Christmas City, you're supporting local guys that grew up in Bethlehem, Lehigh Valley area that are
Mm.
feeding their kids, feeding their families, support like, good guys that get
Mm-hmm.
paid very well. So,
Mm-hmm. Mm. I love it, man. What does a typical day look like for you, Tommy, as like the owner? I imagine you're wearing multiple hats. Maybe walk us through, which is kind of an average day.
yeah, so I'm in the field Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I left a little early for this podcast today.
Okay.
Um, so Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, I'm in the field. Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'll just send estimates all day. I'm out there landing work, looking for work, making connections, obviously checking in on the crew every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
But don't really have to do that as more because we have great guys now. That was another challenge we faced. Guys that actually care,
Mm-hmm.
and but we have good guys now, so I don't have to do that as much. Going to the customer, showing face at the job, making connections, just doing all the back end work, bookkeeping, um, going out to lunch, taking, potential partners out to lunch or something. We're
Mm-hmm.
always looking to make a connection because, especially with like other small businesses, contractors too.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Um, what do you think are some goals for 2026? I know y'all are trying to hit the $1 million mark. Do you have plans of trying to add more to your staff team? Are there any big projects you're trying to land? What are some of your goals?
We're trying to get one of my biggest goals is obviously getting to 1 million, but keeping that net profit up with it because
Mm-hmm.
um, like you could be doing $10 trillion. Doesn't mean you're making $10 trillion. There's guys out there. Yeah, we did 5 mil, we did 10 mil. It's like they're losing money every
Yeah,
every job.
yeah,
So it's like I would love to be at that 1 million at like 50, 60, even 70% profit margin. It sounds crazy, but it can be done when you
oh,
have a
totally.
brand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I mean, that's kind of what we're shooting for, numbers wise. But on the back end, I would say goals are to really dial in a crew that's going to be here, 3, 5 years down the line, and get people trained to the point where, you know, I, they can go out on their own, but really just dial in a landscape crew that just knows what to do, takes pride in what they
Mm-hmm.
do. Obviously, we want to upgrade a couple of trucks, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Other goals? Do you mean like personal goals or like company goals?
Yeah, it could be both, personal or company. And I just thought of this as well. I was curious about it. What with the size of your team, what does it look like from like an admin, I guess like bookkeeping perspective? Because obviously, if y'all are in the field a bunch, is that something that's still kind of on you, or have y'all kind of delegated some of that? What does that look like for a landscaping company?
You mean like bookkeeping and stuff like that?
Yeah, like just the.
Financials?
I know there's got to be a million emails and contracts and
Oh
just all
yeah,
sorts of stuff you guys are sending out. Is that
yeah,
something that you're taking care of, or do you have
yeah.
someone in place for that? Or
No, it's just me. Yeah, I'm doing all of that. And I mean, when you have good time management, I mean, it could always be better, but when you have
Mhm.
good time management, it's really not that crazy to do, I mean, I'm up. 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning up till 1, 2 a.m. sometimes. But
Oh my
um,
gosh.
so yeah, I mean
Yeah.
during the spring and summer and fall, obviously, but we get a nice winter break, so I'm
Hmm.
happy about that. But I mean, yeah, I'm doing all of that. We don't have an office lady or anything like that.
Hmm.
Um, so I mean, we have like professional bookkeepers and accountants,
Hmm.
obviously, but I mean, I
Sure.
handle some of the bookkeeping when I can, just to keep up with it, see what's going on. It's always good to look at your numbers too. So,
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
but yeah,
Knowing your
our
numbers.
three. If that's what you're asking, like as far as staff wise, yeah, the four guys are always in the field. Yeah, three full time and one part time.
Talk to me about client acquisition. So you don't obviously have to give us the secret sauce or anything like that, but are most of your clients referrals at this point? Are you guys doing some marketing? Is it a little bit of both?
So I told this to Logan in Blue Collar Business Accelerator. We
Hmm.
spent when we did 500 grand a couple years ago.
Hmm.
I want you to guess how much money do you think I spent on advertising a couple years ago when we
When
did
you did 500
500k?
grand,
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess $60,000.
No, $110,000.
Okay, I was
Yeah.
kind of close.
So yeah, I mean, we used to do a lot of advertising, and it was a lot of bad advertising.
Okay.
Um, that was one of the things. Like, we really, sorry about that if you got that ding there. I got a
No, you're good.
notification, but like I really dialed in those numbers, what I was spending money on, what
Hmm.
we could dial back on, and that was one of the things was advertising. So to answer your question, in 2026, we've done no advertising so far. All
Wow.
referrals, all word of mouth. Um, we're probably going to we do a lot of organic content, like
Okay.
just Instagram videos, getting in front of the cameras. My very close friend Michael, he owns Refresh Power Washing in Bethlehem, and he helps us with content creation. Um, he's a godsend too. He's great. Helps me. He advises me on a lot of things too. Great advisor, and yeah, so we'll do a lot of organic content. Just like, hey, it's Tom, Christmas City. We're out on the job today. Post it
Hmm.
in Facebook groups. On we'll do a lot of cold reach out to not cold
Okay.
reach out, but warm reach out to past
Hmm.
clients. Like, hey, I'll be like, hey, Bill, we did your. If you're getting this video, we did a job for you 2, 3 years ago. We've added this, we do that. We do a lot of organic stuff, but we
Okay.
planned. I plan to run some Facebook ads probably the end of this month, stuff like that. So, but so far, zero in advertising. We're probably going to do some direct mail pretty soon when it gets into the late spring here. So, but as of now, all referrals word of mouth.
Dude, that's so awesome. Good for you, man. That's
I never
incredible.
thought I would. Thank you. I never thought I would say that. Like, if you told me
Hmm.
that 2 years ago, people used to tell me like, "Yeah, I'm all word of mouth." I'd be like, "How?"
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
it really just takes time, man. I mean, I
Hmm.
started in 2018, 2019, and that this last month in April was all word of mouth, and it took 6, 7 years to do that.
Right, right.
It just takes so much time. You got to get a good reputation in the community for that.
Hmm. Just building trust and reputation. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Well, Tommy, dude, this has been a lot of fun. Maybe one last question here. So, I like to ask each business owner this: if there's a young guy that's looking to start his own company in the blue collar space, maybe it's a landscaping company. Is there any thoughts or advice that you could give someone that's listening to the show?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if I was talking to my 17, 18-year-old self, like just someone, yeah, you're talking about like any age or someone young, like,
Yeah, let's just say like a sophomore, junior in high school, kind of right when you were starting
oh,
up.
I mean, there's so many killers out there now, like you see on Instagram and TikTok, they're 12 years old, riding around a
Hmm.
push mower in the neighborhood. I mean, I would say start small, build small, small baby steps, baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. And those baby steps will turn into big boy steps.
Hmm.
Don't go out. don't spend $100,000 on a skid steer and a flatbed trailer just because you have $100,000 in the bank. I don't advise that, but I mean, on a serious note, start small, get a really good reputation, dial in your jobs. Don't leave a job looking bad because that's a representation of you. And just do a good job. Like, honestly, just start small, do a good job, and be a good person. Like, don't be just be honest. And 99% of the time when you're confronted with a customer problem or something like that, if you just pick up the phone and call them, answer their phone call, it's all going to go good. And just be a good person. Just be a good business person at the end of the day. There's no ifs, ands, or buts around that. I mean, that's key. You have to just be a good, honest person.
I love it, dude. This is so fun.
Help people as much as you can, and it'll go from there.
I love it, man. That's so good. Tommy, where can our audience find you guys? I assume, is it ChristmasCityLandscaping.com? And then do y'all have some other... I know you have social media.
Yeah, the business Instagram is Christmas City Landscaping. Website is ChristmasCityLandscapingandTree.com. And then, I mean, I'm on Instagram. Blue Collar Tommy is the @ we do a lot of... We try and do some funny, videos on there every once in a while on my personal page. So... but yeah, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and I just created a new Twitter account, or not Twitter. Look at me, I'm so old calling it Twitter. I just formed a new X account like 2 days ago, so I'm on there too.
Let's go. I just added you on Instagram, so that's
all right,
awesome,
cool.
man.
Sure, I got that.
Well, Tommy, this is fun. Thanks again, brother, and thank you everyone for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time.